But what you'll notice is that you get less time to test and QA only test. And there comes this miserable moment when you realize that these QA testers are exceptional and you've basically just built a monster. The first version of climbing, it wasn't the free-form climbing that people are familiar with today. You were actually locked to only climbing on drain pipes. So it was set climbing points, set roofs that you could get to. Then pretty early we realized that we should try moving away from that. So then we moved to just climbing. You can climb on any wall. I think Prague lends itself to seeing ideas very quickly, or seeing the next step. We knew that we wanted to climb walls. And then when we got in all those tight alleyways, the twisting roads, we realized that wall jumping would be cool. Now you can bounce between them. Wall jumping leads to wall sliding, because sometimes you don't want to jump just here, you want to jump around the corner, so you have to slide a little bit. Running up and down the many angled roofs of Prague isn't very interesting. Sliding up and down them is. So you definitely take inspiration from what you have available to you, rather than building an environment around your designs. We've got to also build our designs around the environment. Prague wasn't made to be good for video games. We had to make Prague good for video games. Prague has an immense history, lots of detail in the city. Lots of detail creates lots of problems for climbing, for sliding, for wall jumping. Every little nook and cranny presents a new, unique obstacle that you've got to try to predict. It's also a multiplayer game, and that presents all other sorts of problems. Things that might seem trivial are made extra complex simply by the fact that other players have to see you doing this. When working with animation, it's a lot of back and forth. First, we have to implement the idea into the game, the technical side of things, the movement in itself, without any of the polish that you would expect from a released game. Then, once that's done, animation, they've got to come in and they have to visualize the state that the player is in, following the rules that have been set up by design or programming for how the transitions can work. Can you wall jump from a climb? All of these transitions they've got to build. For more complicated movements, ledge grabbing is a great example. We've implemented systems like motion warping, which takes root motion, which is an animated movement rather than a logic-driven movement, and then you realize that in game. Normally in animation you have something known as a canned animation. It's a one and done animation. You play it up, it always does the same thing. Now that doesn't work for ledge grabbing in Prague, because every ledge is different, every case is unique. So through motion warping, what we can do is we can take one animation and we can make it work for any ledge in Prague. And this saves animators hundreds of hours, because they don't have to make 100 unique ledge grab animations for Prague. And then there are other little things. We'll drive the motion from the variables that they set in the animations. So when you're climbing, some of the clans, they'll have this leapfrogging motion. And that's not motion warping, that's just us reading what the animator's intent is and driving the logic from that, rather than driving the animation from the programmer's intent.
Sometimes we get a feature that doesn't have animations, basically. So you have like your character standing in the T-pose, just floating around in the world, and then our job is to be able to add animations to that.
It starts with being in here, maybe, in a motion capture studio.
We have a Vicon setup, X cameras. I'm not sure exactly how many we have, to be honest. 24 maybe, it says 24 on that camera. And we also have a system called FaceWare. Basically it's a camera that can record your face as well to do facial animations. And those two can be used together, so we have like a full body and face session.
It can be stunt people that we hire to do, like if we have complicated movements. When we have stunt people here, we have a pretty set schedule. If it's us, we can be a bit more free in what we're shooting. We get our really cool movements. Then we get some help from the mocap operators that we have here to render out all of our mocap. Then we get it to our office and we get to start working on it. The softwares we use are Motion Builder, and of course we work with Unreal.
Yeah, Motion Builder is nice to use if you have a biped character, so humanoid, and if you use a mocap, because it's pretty quick the program itself is fast and quick to use.
But when it does come to like keyframing animation, then we do have a bit of split opinions about this, but then I would definitely prefer Maya to just keyframe for normal, not using any motion capture.
Okay, but
No, we have to rehearse.
What should we say?
Come
climb
climbing Prague.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, come climb in Prague. Yeah, that's really hard to say. Come play in Prague. No, because you don't have to be in Prague to play the game. Run around in Prague.